Let me show you how you can learn faster and better by asking questions. So for this, you just need a Post-it note, and I'm going to show you exactly step by step how this is going to work. So you're going to be able to learn better, and it's going to be easier for you to actually use what you learn. The first thing that you want to do is you want to set a learning question. So before you start learning, let's say from videos, you want to write a question on the Post-it note of exactly what you want to learn. So it's either going to be something that you want to improve or a problem that you want to solve. So maybe an example of a problem that you want to solve is, how do I sleep earlier? Or how do I fix my sleep schedule? Or how do I eat less junk food? An example of an improvement could be, is how can I work faster? How can I have more energy in the morning? So write a learning question on the top of the Post-it note. So an example for me is, how do I have better lighting on my videos? So I write that down on the top. So at the top of the Post-it note, I wrote, how do I improve my video lighting? So on your Post-it note, write the learning question that you want to learn. And you'll do this every time before you start learning. And I'd recommend you do this in the morning or before you sleep. So that way it's ready beforehand. Now, how do you know if this is the right question? Well, before you start learning, you need to also ask reflection questions. So the first thing is, how will this help me? So like my question is, how do I improve my video lighting? I know this will help me because it'll make my videos look better. Maybe your thing is, how can I sleep earlier? Now, how will that help you? Well, that can give you more time in the day to work on your goals, since you wouldn't be staying up all night being distracted. Or how do I stop eating junk food? That can improve your health, since you'll be eating better food. So for your learning question, ask yourself, how will this help me? To make sure it's actually the right learning question. Because that's the whole purpose of learning, to improve something in your life or somebody else's life, or to solve a problem. Don't learn just to take more notes, because you can take tons of notes, but it won't help you unless you actually use what you learn. Step 3 is learn to answer the question. So now what you want to do is you get your learning notebook and you start learning from the videos, let's say from YouTube. And what you want to do is you want to search on YouTube the exact learning question. So like for me, what I would type on YouTube is, how do I improve my video lighting? And for you, you search your learning question. So that way it's structured learning instead of just random learning. Like a mistake that I made when I was learning to improve my life, I would just watch a bunch of random videos. But with this strategy, you can actually learn a lot better and faster, because now you can actually learn stuff to improve your life. And if you think about it, I think that's also one of the reasons why I wasn't really making much progress, because yeah, I was learning, but it was just learning random stuff instead of learning stuff that I can actually use and apply. So put a 20-minute timer on, type in your learning question, and start learning to answer the question. And take notes with different color pens, so that way it looks organized and more cleaner. Step 4 is force clarity in one sentence. So after you take your notes in your video, what you want to do is on the Post-it note, in one sentence, write exactly how you're going to apply what you learn. So for example, let's say for this, let's say I learned maybe put your light across from you. So maybe you could write, okay, I'm going to put my light, let's say, right across my desk. And you can make it more specific. So maybe a little angled instead of just straight ahead. And for your learning question, what you learn after your notes, you would write in one sentence. So let's say to improve your sleep schedule, maybe you learned how you're supposed to finish your habits earlier in the day. So what you could do is say, okay, I'm going to finish the most important habits first. So that way, even if it's late, I can still go to bed because I finished important stuff. So maybe on your Post-it note, you could write, finish most important tasks first. But just keep it one sentence and make sure you actually understand it so you can apply it. Like this, I easily can apply it. Light across the desk, a little angled. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Step 5 is a minimum action step. So if it's a big thing to apply, then what you want to do is say, okay, how can I use this for just 1 minute? So for this, it's easy. I can just put it across from me, the light. But if it's something like, let's say for your meal plan, instead of improving your whole meal plan overnight, maybe make one small change to your food plan. So I'd say for this, either the smallest full unit or do it for 1 more minute. So smallest full unit is, let's say for writing, it's write one extra line. If it's reading, read one extra page. If it's for food, maybe it's eat one extra grape or whatever it is, the smallest full unit, or do it for 1 extra minute. And what I recommend for best results is most of the time it's best if you apply the idea of the same day. Some ideas you have to apply at a different time. Like let's say if it's a workout, maybe you need a rest day. But for most ideas that you learned for self-improvement, apply it the same day or right after you learn it. So that way you wouldn't procrastinate on it. If you say I'm going to do it later or tomorrow, you're going to procrastinate a lot more than if you just do it right after you learn. And then step 6 is reflection. So after you learn the idea, you want to write the result. So what is the result I got from using this idea? So maybe my videos look way better. Or I got more views on my video when I added the light right in front of me compared to just sunlight. So for you, write the improvement that you made. It doesn't need to be just numbers like I gained this amount of weight or I lost this amount of weight. It can also be how you felt. Like, did you feel more energized? Did you feel more motivated, more happy? So either an emotion of how you felt after using the idea, good or bad, or a specific number that you got. So that's a 6-question learning formula you can ask yourself to learn faster and better. Leave in the comments below your learning question to improve something or to solve a problem.